Now 401, fear of old age, Garophobia, specialty dealing with the medical problem of the elderly. Geriatrics, an agent as heat or radiation or a chemical that destroys microorganisms that might carry disease. Germicide, government by old man. Gerontocracy, signs of the social and economic problem of the aged. Gerontology, a mass ice moving very slowly down a mountain valley is glacier. White liquid material in an egg. Glare. A list of explanation. Glossary. A person who is devoted to the eating and drinking to excess. Gluten. Art and science dealing with language. Grammar. A place for grains. Granary. One who analyzes handwriting. Graphologist. Analysis of handwriting. Graphology. Costing nothing. Gratis. The place in the ground where a dead person is buried. Grave. Makeup room behind stage. Green room. Animals which lives in flocks. Gregarious. Animal which lives in the flock used for human beings also. Gregarious or sociable. Naive and easily deceived or tricked. Gullible. A sudden rush of wind. Gust. The specialist who treats the female reproductive and sexual organs. Gynecologist. Fear of woman. Gynophobia, an instrument for recording and revolutions of the earth. Gyroscope, the normal abode of any animal or plant. Habitat, calm and peaceful. Halcyon, a person without objective reality is hallucination. Just उस चीज को सोचना, हेजुलिनेट करना. A place for housing aeroplanes is hangar. Two-wheeled cab for two to ride in indies with drivers mounted up behind. Henshon. Loud talk or speeches. Haranguer. A woman of lax moral. Harlot. Fear of being robbed. Herpaxophobia. A vehicle which is used to carry a dead body is here's one who believed that pleasure is the chief good. Hedonist, fear of pleasure. Hedon, Hedonosophobia, wicked to a high degree. Heinous, a place for the collection of dried plants. Herbarium, one who lives on herbs. Herbivorous, belief or opinion contrary to what is generally acceptable. Heresy, one who acts against religion. Heretic, creature having both male and female organs is hermaphrodite, things of different natures. Heterogeneous, a person claiming to be a superior in culture and intelligence to others. Highbrow, one who robs smugglers of his smuggled goods after the border has been crossed. Hijacker, person who is against the ordinary society, especially hippie. Study of tissue. Histology, a place for bees. Hive, murder of man. Homicide, things of same natures. Homogeneous, the first night of newly married couple is honeymoon. Holding office without any remuneration and honorary. The line at which the earth and the sky seems to meet is horizon. The art of cultivating and managing gardens is horticulture. Fond of entertaining guests is hospitable, a state of deep-seated ill will is hostility. Seat on elephant's back is howdah. The market by devotion to popular welfare is humanitarian. Assembly or parliament in which no party has got clear majorities hung. A box or cage for keeping rabbits is hutch. A serpent with many heads is hydra. Fear of travel is hydrophobia. A specialist in the promotion of clean condition for the preservation of health, hygienist, a religious song hymn, a persistent anxiety about one's health, unusual involving imagined symptoms of illness, hypochondria, one who is excessively worried about one's health is hypochondriac, one who pretend to be what he is not, hypocrite, a tentative assumption made to drive a logical conclusion. Hypothesis, a person who attacks popular belief or established customs. Iconoclast, an odd, a typical or eccentric trait. Idiosyncrasies, the worship of idols or images that are not God. Idolatry. Idolatry, the worship of idols और images that are not God. तो उसे बोलते हैं मूर्ति पूजा, idolatry. Short disruptive poem or picturesque scene of incidents, idyll, sukhad jivan, a house where an Eskimo lives, igloo, person having no knowledge of any happening, ignorant, prohibited by law or by official or accepted rules is illegal, incapable of being read, illegible, which can be imitated, imitable, a person who is pure and clean, immaculate, a person who comes to one country from another country in order to settle there, immigrant, which cannot be moved or fixed, immovable, free from infection, immune, जैसे कोई इन्फेक्शन लग ही नहीं सकता है, incapable of being penetrated, impenetrable, अभेद्य किला जो हमने सुना होता है कई मूवियों में, impossible or difficult to sense, imperceptible, not admitting of passage or capable of being affected, impervious, a person pretending to be a somebody he is not, imposter, डोंगी. जनरली आजकल जो लोग योगी बाबा वगैरह बन जाते हैं या फकीर बन जाते हैं तो ढोंगी होते हैं. Incapable of being practiced, impracticable, having a chance of occurring too low to inspire belief, improbable, that cannot be easily approached, inaccessible, incapable of being admitted or allowed, inadmissible, something that cannot be taken away, inalienable, not endowed with life, inanimate, a sound that cannot be heard, inaudible, a person who meticulously destroys by fire, incendiary, traveling under another's name that one's own, incognito, gupt, incapable of being burnt, incombustible, difficult to understand, incomprehensible, out of place, incongruous, state of being beyond reform or correction, incorrigibility, a state of beyond reform or correction, जिसमें कुछ किया नहीं जा सकता, कुछ चेंजेस नहीं किया जा सकता, जिस बंदे को बदला नहीं जा सकता, तो वो होगा इनकॉरिजिबल और उस स्टेट को बोलते हैं इनकॉरिजिबिलिटी। इन इनकेपेबल ऑफ बीइंग करेक्टेड, आप जिसे किसी को करेक्ट ही नहीं कर सकते, सही नहीं हो सकता, जैसे बोलते हैं ना कुत्ते की पूंछ सीधी नहीं होगी, दैट काइंड ऑफ, सो इनकॉरिजिबल। बियॉन्ड बिलीफ और अंडरस्टैंडिंग, इनक्रेडिबल, जिसे बोलते हैं इनक्रेडिबल इंडिया। इंडिया हमारा बिलीफ और इस अंडरस्टैंडिंग से परे है। इनकेपेबल ऑफ बीइंग remedied, incurable, one who does not tire easily, indefatigable, थकता ही नहीं है भाई साहब। Another is not able to be protected against attack is indefensible, that cannot be erased, indelible, अमिट जिसे इरेज नहीं किया जा सकता, defying expressions, indescribable, incapable of being destroyed, indestructible, incapable of being divided, indivisible, something carry on within door or under cover, indoor, not suitable to be eaten, inedible, not being able to be elected or selected under the rules is ineligible, incapable of being avoided, inevitable, incapable of being justified, inexcusable, one who is unrelenting and cannot be moved by entreaties, is inexorable, incapable of being explained or accounted for, inexplicable, one who is free from all mistakes and failure, इनफॉलिबल, अचूक, भाई इससे गलती नहीं हो सकती, भाई साहब अर्जुन है, समझ रहे हैं आप? तो आप भी अर्जुन है, अगर आप यहाँ तक आ गए हैं बिना रुके तो आप भी अर्जुन है। सो कीप गोइंग और कीप लर्निंग। Murder of an infant, infanticide, soldiers who fight on foot, infantry, a disease spread by contact, infection and faithlessness, infidelity, जैसे कोई फेथ ही नहीं है, कहीं भरोसा नहीं है, नॉट लिमिटेड बाय पर्सन और नंबर इज इनडिफिनिट, अनंत, जिसमें हम बिलीव करते हैं, a home or room used for ill or injured people, infirmary, liable to catch fire easily, inflammable, जैसे कि आप में लग जा रही है आग, आपने सोच लिया है कि अब इस 1001 वर्ड सब्स्टिट्यूशन को कंप्लीट आज करना है, तो करना है, तो भाई आग तो लगनी चाहिए। मैचलेस, इमिटेबल, अनोखी, ए प्लेस विच प्रोवाइड्स बोथ बोर्डिंग एंड लॉजिंग, इसे इन बोलते हैं। मोटेल भी आपने बोल सकते हो। That which kills insect is insecticide, incapable of being dissolved, insoluble, person who is unable to pay his debt, insolvent, bankrupt, inability to fall asleep, insomnia, भाई सबको नींद ही नहीं आ रही है, one who cannot fall asleep, insomniac, interested mainly in small group countries, insular, to mediate between two parties in a dispute, intercede, inserting new matter in a book is interpolate, a period of interval between two regions or comments is interregnum, तो राजाएं के भीतर समय, anything posed inside vein, intervene, having made no legally valid will before death or not disposed of by a legal will, intestate, contemplation of your own thoughts and desires and conduct, introspection, one who turns one's thoughts inwards, introvert, one who supervises in the examination hall, invigilator, one too strong to be overcome is invincible. अजय भाई, जिसे कोई नहीं हरा सकता। कभी जिसने ठान लिया है कि आज कंप्लीट करने हैं 1000, उसे भाई कोई नहीं हरा सकता, वो करेगा। वो यहाँ तक पहुंचा है तो अब तो करेगा। करोगे ना भाई? मैं भी नहीं रुक रहा हूँ, ना आप रुकिए। और कुछ मिस्टेक्स लग रही हैं, अवॉइड इट, की पर्पस है यहाँ पे स्टडी करना, तो आज वो हम करेंगे, ठीक है। लेट्स मूव ऑन टू अनदर। समथिंग दैट कैन नॉट बी हार्म्ड, जिसे आप नुकसान नहीं पहुंचा सकते, इज इनवायोलेट, impossible or nearly impossible to see, invisible, incapable of being reconciled, irreconcilable, incapable of recovered or regained, irrecoverable, having no bearing on or connection with the subject at issue, irrelevant, incapable of being repaired, irreparable, easily annoyed, irritable, government by all, इसोक्रेसी, सबके हिसाब से चल रहा है। हालांकि वो फिर गवर्नमेंट बंद रहती नहीं है, सबके हिसाब से चल रहा होता है, तो बट वी आर लर्निंग, दिस इज वन बिलीफ सिस्टम कि ऐसा भी होना चाहिए, सबके हिसाब से चलना चाहिए। वन हु journeys from place to places, itinerant, a place for or route to be followed on a journey's itinerary, a place where prisoners are kept, jail, a language difficult to understand, jargon, a short journey for pleasure, jaunt. A professional ride and horse races, jockey, a group of people who bands together for some secret purpose, specially for political intrigues, junta. The territory within which power can be exercised, jurisdiction. सबका एक jurisdiction होता है। So jurisdiction, एक अदालत का jurisdiction दूसरी अदालत की jurisdiction से अलग है। हाई कोर्ट का अलग है, लोकल्स का अलग है, और ऑल अब सुप्रीम कोर्ट का सबके ऊपर है। So science of law, jurisprudence, anything which related to young and youth, juvenile, government by the worst citizen, cacistocracy, swiftly changing scene or pattern is kaleidoscope, an animal of Australia with great leaping power. Obviously, it is kangaroo, kangaroo, kangaroo. Fear of cockroaches, लो cockroach को M का वैसे ही फेमस है और सेम उसका फियर आ गया। सो फियर ऑफ cockroaches is catraceridaphobia, a place for dogs kennel take away to an undisclosed location against their will, and usually in order to extract or ransom, kidnap, फिरौती के लिए अपहरण जो करते हैं। स्कूल फॉर स्मॉल चिल्ड्रन, किंडरगार्टन, एन एबनॉर्मल डिजायर टू स्टील, क्लैप्टोमेनिया, इसे लगता है चोरी नहीं की तो नींद नहीं आएगी, तो ये भी एक बीमारी है। A person who cannot help but steal whatever he can find is kleptomaniac. A funeral bell, knell. Fear of speed, lallophobia. A written attack using humor to prove contempt, lampoon. One who cuts precious stones is lapidist. Established by or founded upon law or official rules, legal, the responsible according to law, legitimate, one who complies, a dictionary, lexicographer. A false certain statement to damage a person's reputation is libel. A person who leads an immoral life, libertine और लीचर, ये काफ़ी कॉमन है, हमने सुना होगा लीचर। Man of lacks moral, licentious, to commenstate a person, lindemnity, one who skilled in foreign language, linguistic, fear of getting fat, lithophobia, one who Studies the science of rocks and minerals is lithologist. Cutting for stones in the bladder is lithotomy. आजकल स्टोन हो जाता है ब्लैडर में, उसके लिए. A kind of winged insect migrating in a swarms and consuming vegetation. Locust. Science of reasoning. Logic. Fear of words. Logophobia. One who talks continuously. Loquacious. Talkativeness. Loquacity. A pleasant song used for causing children to sleep. Lullaby. Eclipse of moon, lunar, a home for lunatics, lunatic asylum, fear of dark, ligophobia, part song for several voices without an instrumental accompaniment, madrigal, an important or influential person, magnet, great artistic work, magnum opus, an unmarried girl, especially a virgin, is maiden. The first speech delivered by a person, maiden speech, fear of childbirth, मेयूसियोफिलिया. यहाँ पे आप देख रहे हैं बहुत सी जगह रूट वर्ड्स ही उतरे, मैडन, मैडन स्पीच. सो इन वर्ड्स को भी आपको ध्यान रखना है. दैट विल इजिली गैस एबल, सो दैट यू कैन इजिली एबल टू गैस द मीनिंग ऑफ द वर्ड. Vague feeling of general physical discomfort, malaise. If if is a sentence that is comical or nonsensical because the speaker used a wrong word that sounded something like a right word. Malapropism. Person who is always dissatisfied. Malcontent. Wishing harm. Malevolent, one who pretends illness to escape duty. Malingerer, animal which gives milk, उसे बोलते हैं mammals. So here we have a very wonderful quote from Nick Bostrom. Machine intelligence is the last invention that humanity will ever need to make. अभी हम क्या कर रहे हैं? We are moving towards, तो जो चीज़ डाटा है, unnecessary डाटा, वही सब अब हमें याद नहीं रखना. हमारी जगह मशीन रहेंगी. दे विल रिमेंबर एवरीथिंग. सर इसका पेमेंट इतना करना है, सर इससे इतना उधार लेना है, या जो भी रिकॉर्ड्स रखने हैं उसके लिए ह्यूमन इंटेलिजेंस नॉट रिक्वायर. जस्ट कीप काम एंड चिल. मशीन्स आर देयर. उसके बाद बता रहे हैं कि हमें इन्वेंशन की ज़रूरत नहीं है, बिकॉज सिंपल है. ह्यूमन माइंड्स अब आगे कुछ सोचेगा ही नहीं. थिंग्स वर इजीली अवेलेबल, ऑल डाटा इज अवेलेबल, देयर इज नो इशू. तो हम अपने दिमाग को इतनी परेशानी नहीं देंगे. जब प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं है तो इन्वेंशन कैसे होगा? सो आई एम डेफिनेटली एग्रीइंग विद दिस quote. We have completed 600 one word substitution. Congratulations. Let's move on to next.